Die recorder o Farman i Europa is Strasbourg. Another busy week. While much of the talk was about Brexit, a lot of important work was going on here. Firstly, I was absolutely chuffed that my work on the renewables over the last 2 years was endorsed by the entire Parliament. This was very important in setting targets of 32% for renewable energy by 2030. But most importantly for you, you can now generate your own electricity, and communities in Ireland can generate their own electricity, and this has to be facilitated if they want to put it onto the grid and get rewarded for it. Wonderful. Also, I've been working for a number of years here on the whole telecoms package, and part of that was to reduce the price of phone calls and messages and downloading. And we introduced what we called Roam Like at Home, which meant that you'd be paying the exact same right across the European Union, meaning savings of thousands and thousands for businesses and for individuals. Then we went a step further and we put a stop to unnecessary and illegal geo-blocking. And this week we put a cap on intra-European calls, because the danger with Roam Like at Home is that the charge at home would be increased. So we put a cap of 19 cents on calls and 6 cents on messages. A very good day's work again, which shows that we in the European Parliament, and especially in my committee, the Industry Committee, can do a lot of good work which benefits everybody. Also, we raised this week a discussion on Lyme disease to ensure that people would understand what's involved in it. Up to 1 million people are affected, but also to get more research here at European level, and especially in the next multi-annual financial framework, to look into this growing, unfortunate disease. I mentioned in particular the work done by TikTok Ireland, who are trying to raise awareness and helping to spread the message across all European citizens to create awareness of it. And also I mentioned the men's sheds, who came to Plenary last week to clean up the invasive rhododendron and the advice they were given in relation to being exposed to the deer, which are so beautiful but prominent in the Plenary National Park, and how to deal with any ticks they may receive. This week also we had a very important visitor in Parliament, Angela Merkel. She was here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The house was full. I don't think to be full for anybody else, barring the Pope maybe. She got 2 standing ovations, and she mentioned many topics. The need for cooperation, and also she had a lot to say on climate change, which I think would be very practical in terms of what the Irish government and we in Ireland need to do to deal with that issue. The big dominating scene here, of course, was Brexit. And once again, the European Parliament and the European Commission and the European Council all stood firmly behind Ireland. Michel Barnier, in cooperation with our Taoiseach and our Taoiseach, and indeed also the opposition, Micheál Martin and the opposition, all stood fairly and squarely behind us. And because of that unity, we got the best possible deal. The big question now is, of course, can Theresa May sell that deal to the British Parliament? It's a big ask, but hopefully she will. We will see how things transpire over the next number of days. I also spoke on the situation of human rights in Vietnam and Cuba, which is very worrying for us, but these are issues we have to keep a constant eye on. And that's very appropriate, especially this week, because we celebrated World Kindness Day. Well, sometimes there's a shortage of kindness, especially in the political world. Let's not forget it. Kindness is good for everybody. Let's be kind to one another. Go mí maith agaibh a corda.